Hey Pokemon Masters, Keeper Toby here. Today is a different type of theory video. Today we are talking Delta. No, not Delta Emerald, that game is never gonna happen, stop asking. Instead we're talking about Delta Species. Delta Species are Pokemon that appeared in a few sets of the trading card game. They're very unusual Pokemon. They are Pokemon with different typings like a Fire Steel Kingdra or an Electric Dragonite. And I know it's weird to think of the cards as having a canon to them, but there is a story and lore within the Delta Species, and that is what we are going to be talking about today. And by we, I mean me and Professor K from the Pokemon Evolutionaries, Pokemon card expert.
Oh, hello there Pokemon fans! That's right Toby, the Delta Species cards are quite fascinating indeed. While there normally are 11 different types of Pokemon in the TCG, far less than the 18 types that we see in conventional Pokemon games, Delta Species is a series all of its own, with its own area and its own story, with Pokemon of interesting types such as this Lightning and Metal type Rayquaza. But that's another thing. In the TCG, cards are known as Metal type and not Steel. Most of the fully evolved Pokemon in Delta Species have this dual typing. But why?
So the story goes that within the world of the trading cards there is a region much like Kanto or Johto or Ho, and it's called Holon. It's got many well-described locations including a research tower and Mirage Forest where many rare Pokemon live. In this region are researchers who are trying to hunt down the legendary Pokemon Mew. They're trying to find it by tracking it using electromagnetic waves. However, the waves they end up producing mess with the genes of the Pokemon on the island. This ultimately turns them into the Delta Species Pokemon with unusual typing.
It's not the first time that electromagnetism has been used as a plot point. In many episodes of the show, electromagnetism has harmed Pokemon, controlled them, and in the case of Nosepass, even evolves them. It seems that the energy that makes up a Pokemon can be altered in some way by electromagnetics. And in the case of these Pokemon in the TCG, it awoke various dormant gene types. By that what I mean is that the lore behind these cards means that Pokemon have the genes to have any typing, but all but only one or two are usually inactive.
This is actually already well documented and shown within the games when you have Pokemon like Protean Greninja or Kecleon with color change. They have all of the types dormant, and while yes, Greninja is normally Water Dark type, it can access any of those genes depending on the move it's using. Similarly, there's a whole group of moves that allow Pokemon to change their type. It seems like this is a pretty common, well-accepted thing within the world of Pokemon. And stuff like this could well explain why Pokemon can use moves that aren't the same type as themselves. So that explains why Rhydon can learn Surf.
In the Delta Species set, there are several interesting cards. There are many different types of Ditto, all of whom have different types. It seems likely that the Pokemon that they would use to track down Mew is Ditto due to their many similarities. It's possible, however, that Ditto's gene-altering abilities ended up affecting the Pokemon of the region. However, that's just speculation. The truth is, it could have just been the scientists playing around with the electromagnetic waves. Metal type is the most prevalent typing to come out of this gene changing. In many instances, it seems as though the electromagnetism draws out that dormant steel or metal gene out of a Pokemon. And it makes sense as electromagnetism in the show seems to affect steel Pokemon the most.
I know it's just another short one, but it has a lot of compelling evidence, and it's always nice to do a different type of video about, you know, the trading cards. And of course, you all know the drill, this is a collaboration video, and the whole reason I'm even talking about trading cards in the first place is because I have helped Professor K start off a series on his channel where we're going through the entire history of the trading cards. For a much longer, more in-depth video, click the link on screen where we're going to be talking about everything from base set to gym heroes and gym challenge. It's going to be an amazing series, so make sure you go and show Professor K your love. And don't worry if you don't know anything about Pokemon trading cards or if you know everything already. We're going to be covering absolutely every different kind of iteration of card, everything from base set all the way up to break and beyond. So I'm going to fly away now, and I'll see you over there.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Keeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon